I'm revamping how I do my TBR cards and my TBR list each month, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about it. So first of all, on my TBR list, my TBR list is a general guideline for the month, and it's there. So that's a whole separate thing, but this just kind of narrows it down. And typically, I will mostly choose books from my limited TBR, but I give myself leeway to have mood reads all the time, or any books that like I've been waiting on holds from the library for a long time. Those come in; those can go in the TBR pile. Next, I use my story graph. I have make myself story graph challenges, and so each month I will read a diverse author of some kind, um, usually some from another country, another race, something like that than me, just because I want to experience authors that are different than me. That's very important to me. I'm in a in-person book club, and so whatever book they're reading that month, then also I'm doing the Chantel Reads All Day Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. So whatever that book is, and then I also do the Goodreads challenges, and I do use Storygraph and Goodreads. That's a different video. I can talk about why. And so that's usually 1 to 2. So say that I have 5 prompts, and I read about 15 books. So then the other 5, I usually pick 10 to 12 for the TBR. So say I have 5 to 7 that I'll still choose from. So what do I do with those? Those I use my cards for, but I have 3 different decks of cards, and I use all of them. So for this one, the cards are double-sided, and they're double-sided, and they're scratch off, and they say just the genre on them. So I'll just randomly pick a card, and I'll decide which genre I want, and I'll scratch that off. And on there is a book off my shelf that's been there for a while, and that helps me just kind of get some books off my shelf that have been there for a while. That's going on my TBR. I try pretty hard to read that, just to kind of get a book that haven't picked in a while, but I do really want to read. Then I'll go over to my TBR prompt. This tells me where to get a prompt from, so it will say like draw from the middle. Some are a little more complicated than others. I'll draw one from the middle. So this one has a pretty cover. I'll go pick one that I think has a really pretty cover. Let's see here. I know I just read this, but for an example, I think The Everlasting by Alex Harrow has a pretty cover, and I would read this, though I read it last month.